In 1971, the Indian military responded to a humanitarian crisis that had emerged in East Pakistan leading up to military action. 3 corps of the Indian Army were deployed in Krishnanagar, Siliguri and Agartala. If you look at the map carefully, 4 corps commanded by General Sagat Singh was mandated to liberate the areas east of the river Meghna and had its battle headquarters in Teliamuri, close to Agartala. Leading up to the operations, there were a few major battles fought before the war, which was officially declared on the evening of 3rd December 1971. 2 of these battles were in the 4 corps area. The first was the Battle of Dhalai and the second the Battle of Adgram and Zakiganj. The Battle of Dhalai is significant since the Indian Army faced initial setbacks, often termed as a debacle, by senior army commanders who fought that war in what initially seemed an easy operation. The adversary had a post based in a tea garden called Dhalai, overlooking an Indian airstrip in Kamalpur. They started shelling this airstrip, causing panic in the civilian population in the end of October. In order to neutralize this, the Indian Army launched an operation between the 28th of October and 5th of November, and to their surprise discovered a very determined, well-trained Pakistani soldier, inflicting significant casualties on the Indian troops. This was considered a debacle. While the battle had little tactical importance, Lieutenant General Sagat Singh and his divisional commander Ben Gonsalves decided that they would do what it takes to deliver an unquestionable victory so that there is no overhang of a defeat leading up to the war. Brigadier Tom Pandey led the brigade made up of 7 Rajputana rifles, 2 Jats, Mukti Bahini and finally 14 guards. The Indian Army achieved its military objectives at a significant cost. The importance of this battle lies in the lessons that the commanders learned quickly due to the setback which they then overcame, that they were against a motivated and well-trained adversary. The second lesson was in the forthcoming battles, the hugely fortified border towns by the Pakistan Army were well defended and engagement would lead to huge attrition. It is this realization that made the Indian commanders change strategy, choosing maneuver over attrition in the 1971 war in the eastern sector. This was a significant departure in the way they fought wars earlier. In the opening chapter of the war, in the 4 corps area, the Indian Army engages in a division-sized battle fought across Agartala in a place called Gangasagar and Akhaura, which were both heavily fortified and were shelling the city of Agartala. These 2 battles are considered critical to the way the war went for the Indian Army, since victory in these battles opened up strategic opportunities which Lieutenant General Sagat exploited in his master plan to race to Dhaka, and it led to the fall of Dhaka and the surrender of the adversary's forces. In this episode, you will get a flavor of the Battle of Dhalai and the Battle of Gangasagar, where Lance Naik Albert Ekka of the 14 Guards received a Param Veer Chakra and he made the supreme sacrifice. The story is narrated on behalf of all the officers of men who fought the war by an officer of 14 Guards, then Major, later Colonel Ashok Tara, Veer Chakra.
मैं आपको बता जाता हूँ, इससे पहले गंगासागर के मेरे फादर आर्मी में थे जिन्होंने 2nd वर्ल्ड वॉर लड़ी थी, तो थोड़ा फौजी वो भी था, फियर कम होता है. फिर मैंने 65 लड़ाई लड़ी है राजस्थान में, उसके बाद 9 पैरा एंड ऑल. अभी क्या है कि जब हम मिज़ोरम में थे मुक्ति वाहिनी वगैरह के साथ, हम जुलाई के अंदर नीचे अगरतला में आ गए. जब अगरतला में आए, अब ट्रेनिंग कर रहे थे, तब लग रहा था कि पाकिस्तान में शायद कोई गड़बड़, लड़ाई का नहीं था कि शायद कोई गड़बड़ करे, खासकर जो रेफ्यूजी हैं उनके अगेंस्ट. अभी अक्टूबर के अंदर मैसेज मिला, तब तक पाकिस्तान आर्मी काफ़ी मूवमेंट कर चुकी थी, पता था कुछ होने वाला है. साउथ ऑफ अगरतला वहाँ पर कंसंट्रेट कर रहे थे. तो मेरी कंपनी को ऑर्डर मिला, अल्फ़ा कंपनी, कि आप जाइए और रीइंफोर्स करिए वहाँ जो सीआरपी पोस्ट है. जब मैं वहाँ गया तो जो पाकिस्तानी ट्रुप से वो बंद के ऊपर थे, जैसे बीच पानी बंद के ऊपर। जो सीआरपी पोस्ट थी वो सड़क जो थी बीच में उसके उधर थे। गैप उनके अंदर कम से कम 400 गज का था, 300 से 400। मुझे हुक्म मिला आप इनके बीच में डिप्लॉय करें। मैं जब दिन को उधर उतरा तो पाकिस्तान ने फायर किया, मेरा एक जवान ज़ख्मी हो गया। मैंने डिप्लॉयमेंट बंद कर दी क्योंकि दिमाग में आया कि मैं दिन में नहीं करूँगा, शाम को करता हूँ, आई डू इन द इवनिंग, so that they can't see my movement and deployment. I started for 2 days. I completed my this thing. Now third day, there was a religious day known in the Pakistan, and as 2 days we did not do any movement, no fire from our side. They thought कि हम डर गए हैं, and they carried on their festival, leaving behind one sentry, rest all in free. And I was waiting for it because I came to know. And early morning, I opened all my MMG up and fired on them. They suffered some casualty because mortar was also fired. And within half an hour, they brought the white flag. Okay, I told them to come up. Well, you don't know any what these are. They came up to international border. We also went there, and with me was Major Kshatriya, and surprised to know I was in PT dress. So I went there. Whatever I told them, they promised us they will not fire and all that. After that promise, we came and stay for a few days. Then we got ordered to move to Dhalai Tea Garden. We didn't know. My unit already moved. I joined them a day later. Now, by the time Dhalai operation, everybody knows it. From a very small attack movement, it went up to a div and handled by the corps commander. A heavy casualty both sides. We did not believe it that Pakistani could deploy such a heavy forces there and able to fight with Indian troops. Indian troops suffered heavy casualties known to everybody there. In that, when I joined, 14 Guard joined, and I joined my unit, so I was given a task. In the center there is a factory, big factory, to capture it. Could be that I was senior most company commander, or I came from here. So during that, all attack, heavy attack and heavy firing, were able to capture the factory area, Dhalai Tea Garden. And there was small minor counter attack by them, that also we finished. Now with that experience of South Srinagar, where the attack was there, then Dhalai, we had a lot of confidence. The troops also gone through. That is battle inoculation, जिसको बोलते हैं. It has gone through. Yes, we can fight. By the time ये जो डिव की दो यूनिट थी और बाकी जैसे सेकंड जाट था, राजीव थी, वन मोर यूनिट वाज देयर, तब तक वो पाकिस्तानी सफ़र कैजुअलिटीज़, तो दे स्टार्टेड विड्राइंग आफ्टर माइनर रेजिस्टेंस. तो जो जब हम गए तो इट वाज नॉट अ वेरी मेजर रेजिस्टेंस, इट वाज ए स्मॉल रेजिस्टेंस, एंड आई थिंक दे एक्सेप्टेड कि इंडियन आर्मी विल टेक ओवर. Because we had a lot of, at the core, we brought helicopter, we got heavy guns, and with that only. We had, I think, one officer was injured, minor injury officer, and 3 jawans were there, and 1 JCO and were also injured. Now, this happened from 1st November to so us. It actually, Dhalai operation started in October, 29th or 27th October. We came in 1st November, and by 4th November, we left Dhalai, moved to Agartala. Now, the situation in the whole country, they know that anytime war is going to take place. Now, we practicing for that. Then we got an order that 14 Guard will infiltrate through the enemy defenses and capture Gangasagar railway station, which was about 5 kilometres inside, and ensuring no reinforcement to Akhaura from down Komila by road, by train, and from further west side. These are locations so strategic. And they say if we capture this, it facilitates to capture Akhaura and other area. and Pakistani wanted to clear it. 1st, 2nd December, we infiltrated through the enemy defenses and occupy position in the night with a Majigacha village, deserted, कोई रहता है टूटा हुआ and jungle की तरह था. So what happened? We occupied that. Now 2nd morning, we got the order to go and recce the area, see what is the situation, how is the target. I was the patrol commander. Under me was Major Kohli, who was Bravo Company commander, who took part in the battle. Then we have one more officer. Then we have Havaldar Girdhari. We have Lance Naik Dian Das and my operator there with me. When we went there, we were surprised to see that Pakistanis are occupying all the buildings with their machine guns and tanks and all that. And the whole area was mined. You could see that. But over and above, the area around was marshy. And a small nala river also going around this thing. We discussed. I said, it's not possible. The plan was original that in the morning, 40 guard will attack, tank will come, RT will support, and possible the Air Force also will come to support it. But when we saw this, we decided not to go for this type of attack. Fortunately, we saw the Pakistani pushing a railway wagon on the railway line. And it just struck me that my old commando tactics and all surprise attack. So, there's the only place where there are no mines, there's no obstacle. And if they're very, very minor. So that's the only place we can go. Must be about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, before lunch. After deciding then, we discussed, we came back. And we told our CEO, nothing doing. He dropped idea. He said, you know what is the plan? Then we said, okay, you send one more patrol to reconfirm our information. Patrol was sent, came back, same information and same idea. Major Kohli and our 2IC, Major Kshatriya, I took them to CEO and pursued him. Please go to higher commanders and tell them that this is what the fighting company commander wants. Somehow he told higher commanders, they have own apprehension, they did not agree. Then went to General Corps commander. Somehow they agreed first. With this feeling that they are the company commander, they are to fight. If it is not successful, we'll see in the morning what happens. But changing the original plan at the high headquarters and that by the company command itself is a unique case. Now, when at 3rd morning, 3 o'clock, we moved towards the railway line. Then I want to tell you one thing. What battle went Gangasagar is never taught in any army institute and very rarely would have been taken any war. And that's why people were very apprehension about this. This battle was railway line on Band, the Bangladesh people, they know. One company on the single file, right, that was my company, and the left, west side is the Bravo company under Major Kohli. We have to move silently. It was fog, December ka mahina, ठंड वैसे थी, रात 3 बजे. Everything was there. And it was least expected area to attack. Pakistan never expected any attack from this side. So when we moved here, Pakistan expected, when our troops, they reached the first bunker, they were half asleep. And the sentry said, "Kaun hai?" Now our Jawan, our JC Oshar Singh, who was wounded there, he responded. Some word he used it. And the Pakistani opened fire from the in front of Bravo Company and the bunker in front of us also. So the first burst came that hit Subedar Hushar Singh, he fell down. Now, as in 9 para commando, otherwise habit of leading, so we were already in front. That's why Hushar Singh got me. I immediately took position, took out the Molotov cocktail, जिसको आम लग में पेट्रोल बम बोलते हैं. I threw over the bunker. Bunker caught fire. But before they could realize and all that, I took out the grenade, hand grenade, and lobbed inside the bunker. Bunker blown up. MMG, I crawled, brought the MMG out of the bunker. Now there were 2 Jwan, Pakistani, they tried to run, wounded one, but my troops were there. They were fired and killed both of them. Now during this time, left side, the last Naik Albert Ekka was leading the Bravo Company. The moment he saw the fire on him, we could not see much each other because of fog and the darkness. Now, when he went as a leader, first bunker, the sentry was there, Pakistani, he fired, killed him, but the Pakistani also fired back and wounded him. Now, in between, he crawled further because the MMG was firing on us. And my move and the Brave Company was stopped, only because of MMG. So, what happened? The Albert Ekka carried on. Now, Pakistani, because of this weather, could not see, but they could realize that there is something happened. So, they brought RT fire SOS, means save our soul. The Pakistani own RT brought them. Our RT could not, because we told them not to fire because we are going there. So, with that RT or the enemy were firing, he got further wounded, fell down. But as a Adivasi, with lot of Josh, he carried on, crawled. When he reached near the MMG on the first floor, somehow we managed to stand with the stair there and lob the hand grenade in the bunker. With all wounded and all that. And the bunker blown up. But by this time, there was some light also. The Pakistani fired at him. He got further wounded and fell down. And later, he died. और शहीद हो गए उसके बाद. लेकिन उससे क्या हुआ कि पाकिस्तानी विड्रॉ करने शुरू हो गए. हम लोगों ने हमला कर दिया. एंड ये फाइट जो है हैंड टू हैंड फाइट थी, जो 2 घंटे तक चली. जब हमने सवेरे 6 बजे इसको कैप्चर कर लिया था, 3 से लेकर 6 बजे तक भी 2 घंटा, 4 बजे तक हम आए थे. 2 घंटा ये हैंड टू हैंड फाइट बनी टू क्लियर द होल एरिया. एंड दिस ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ 2 कंपनीज. रेस्ट फॉर द 2 कंपनीज वो साइड में फ्लैंक के ऊपर वो पोजिशन को सिक्योर करने के लिए आई थी. और बाद में CO साहब और ये सब आए. जो पाकिस्तानी थे वो तो 20 किल्ड, और जो थोड़े वुंडेड थे वो ले गए. और हमने जो है 11 आदमी जो है उसको कैप्चर किया था पाकिस्तानी. लेकिन हमारे क्या था कि 9 आदमी की डेथ हुई थी एंड मोर देन 30 पीपल वर वुंडेड because of RT fire, because hand-to-hand fire in that battle. And surprisingly, because our armor was so good and looking after it, that even he got Sena Medal. In this battle, the Albert Ekka got PVC, मुझे मिला था वीर चक्र, और जो मेजर कोहली थे उनको मिला सेना मेडल. एक लास्ट नायक थे तिलक, उनको मिला सेना मेडल. RTOP और RMO because the way Armo look after the 30 people under the arty fire, it is only he could do it. And that's how he captured. And we had one PVC, one VRC and 4 Sana medal in this battle. But then they withdrew from there, because then there was some movement from the Akhaura side also. So they were cut off totally. They wanted to bring some reinforcement, they were cut off there. So that's why they could not take the reinforcement to Akhaura. And we were also moving that side only. Later we moved. So we keeping with this view, Pakistani started withdrawing even from Akhaura onward. That is there. वो करने के बाद हमें जो है हुक्म मिला कि आप भैरों बाजार की तरफ जाएंगे. And before they were on post, where that Pakistani were withdrawing from the north. Then we got order that Alpha Company and later on the Delta Company came in to lay position on the river, Meghna River, the eastern side of Meghna River. So with the drying, then going. And the troops tank will come and support us. But however, some plan was changed due to enemy movement or their own, we were moved back. Now we were told to cross the river and go to Bhairo Bazar and the area around it. Now we crossed the Meghna River. Local boats and local some steamer and some of the troops, including me, from the damaged or broken bridge, which the Pakistani damaged it. It happened, damage was done 9th and before that. But we crossed on 13th. When they secured that further south, the Meghna and close to Dhaka, then we were there to see. So we crossed that, and before we could reach there was a Tungi town. Now in Tungi, what happened? Well, we were moving, they opened fire, in which one officer, Captain Ram Kumar, and 2 Jawan were wounded. But however, we encircled that Tungi, and they were staying in 2 houses, the Pakistanis. From there firing, we ultimately we killed 20 Pakistanis on the guard and captured 10 Pakistanis. They surrendered when they saw it. And after that, on reorganizing and all that, then 15th, we were ordered to move toward Dhaka. By the time things were under control. And from Tungi's got the gateway to Dhaka airport. So we captured, move it, the one side Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta and Brigade headquarters and all that. They moved Dhaka, and midnight, 15-16, we captured, there was not much resistance, there were few certified and all. So we captured the Dhaka airport.
Tara.